So we're asked to think of a sport that people don't use their hands in. Um and I've been thinking, so the only sport that I can think of really is soccer, because it's mainly people just use their feet in soccer, but with an exception of a goalie, because the goalie can obviously block the ball from entering the goal. But I couldn't think of any other sports that could that people don't use their hands in. Um, so how does an injury? So I asked how an injury to their hands, like a soccer player's hands, affect them. I feel like it wouldn't affect them that much if they weren't a goalie. Um, Although they would have to be careful, considering the fact that it's kind of a contact sport. I mean, yeah, I guess. But so, like, I don't know, maybe when players are trying to defend a different player and they get beat, maybe they try to grab them or something, and like it might hurt their hand with that, like in that uh with that kind of effect. But other than that, I don't really see any effects that it would have, an injured hand would have on a soccer player, because it's mainly they just use their feet and their chest and their head or whatever other body parts, but they just can't, it's like they can't use their hands. So um this really doesn't have a huge effect on a soccer player. But like I said, maybe bumping into another player with their hand on accident or something could cause that injury to worsen. Or I guess if they fall and they try to catch themselves with their hands, that could play a role into how it could affect an injured hand. Um, but nothing really like sports relate, like within the sport, that would affect the hand, that would prevent them from doing anything that they wouldn't without an injured hand. Um, but as for a goalie, it's kind of different, because the goalies have to save the ball using their hands mainly, diving for the ball and having the ball come in at high speeds and blocking the ball, so that could put some of wear and tear on the hands and really cause that injury to worsen. It can cause contusions, maybe, or the bruises on hands, um, or even, I don't know, maybe the ball hits their finger wrong and bends it back too far and probably like maybe fractures it. But yeah, so those are just some ways that an injured hand would affect soccer players. Not really a huge effect on them, but more effect on the goalies. Because mainly it's just soccer players using their feet to pass and control the ball. So not much injuries could happen to the hand or worsen the hand if there's already an injury with the hand.